Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and lately I've been getting a lot of questions emailed to me just about everything. So I was thinking of starting up a new bit that I'm going to do on my channel. It's a Q&A section. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you might have seen some of the Q&As at the bottom of the newsletter. Well, now I'm planning on doing it as a video. So here's the first one. Our question is from Emma from the UK, and she asks, I've been playing guitar for about 6 months now, and I feel like I'm never gonna get any better. I keep trying to learn, but all I ever do is get stuck on exercises, learning to play chords and strumming patterns, and I still haven't been able to play any of the songs that I wanna be able to play. Am I gonna be a beginner forever? I'm sorry that you feel that way, Emma, but the truth is sometimes it does take people quite a while to get through the very basic stuff. Beginner is a subjective term. It literally means that you're just beginning the instrument. And this is totally arbitrary, but I would define a beginner as somebody who is still getting a handle on the 10 basic chords, C, A, G, E, D, A minor, D minor, E minor, F, B7. You know, those are the 10 basic chords. If you're still getting used to switching through them and you're still trying to figure out syncopation in strumming patterns. And that's when we miss the downbeat. If you've watched some of my lessons before, that's like in the most common strumming pattern ever. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. You know how we're missing that main beat? That's called syncopation. And you know, once you have that strumming pattern, if you have the most common strumming pattern ever, down, and you can comfortably switch between any of the basic 10 chords in any order, I would say you're ready to start becoming an intermediate player. But the cool thing about being a beginner is there's a pretty clear path from knowing absolutely nothing about guitar to, you know, graduating from being a beginner. Once you get into the more intermediate and advanced things, it really branches out. You know, there are people who dedicate themselves to fingerstyle guitar and they never play a solo in their life, but they're an amazing guitar player. They have all this awesome fingerstyle stuff down. And there's people who want to get really good at soloing on the blues, and they're as good as Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, and they can't play like Tommy Emmanuel, and Tommy Emmanuel can't play like Jimi Hendrix. And, you know, there's so many different paths you can go down. But when you're a beginner, it's so clear what to do. You just figure out the 10 basic chords, you figure out a few strumming patterns, you put it together. And all that aside, your problem is you think you're gonna be a beginner forever. And you're actually lucky you caught me at the right time, because I just made a beginner guitar challenge that goes from the very basics. It goes from figuring out how to look at chord shapes and understand them, how to count out the beat, you know, the absolute essential things that they come before what we're learning on guitar. You know, these are the underlying fundamental skills that you can later develop into being able to strum and being able to play chords. And then we talk a lot about how to practice and how to put it all together. The gist of it is, once you figure out how to make a chord shape, you got to figure out how to make another chord shape. So you have 2 chords, then you got to figure out how to switch between them. And for that, you just keep doing it over and over again. You come up with a sensible way to go between them, you know, like a logical way, and you just keep doing it the same way to develop that muscle memory. So that's our chord hand. In a nutshell, you're just holding down a shape and then switching to another shape and then switching to another shape. And you just want to be really quick at switching from one shape to the next. And you have to program that into your mind. And I have a lot of things that do that. My ebook comes with a way to do that for all the basic chords. My beginner challenge does that for a couple of those chords. I have a course that does it. The point is, you want to program your hand to do that. And then for counting and for rhythm, first thing you want to do is being able to clap along with a beat. Then you build on it slowly. You want to be able to count in certain ways, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you want to be able to clap certain rhythms, like, because if you have a problem clapping the rhythm of the strumming pattern, you're gonna have a bigger problem when it comes time to add the downstrokes and the upstrokes. So we separate rhythm into feeling the beat and actually feeling the rhythm, and coordination. You know, those are 2 separate things, and that's the other big thing that we go over in the beginner challenge. And then finally, I show you my method for putting it all together. And this is the same method that I use with every single student that comes to me for lessons, that I use in my beginner course. It's a pretty foolproof method. Like I was saying before, when you're a beginner, there is a surefire way to go from knowing absolutely nothing to getting to where you want to be, you know, strumming along with your favorite songs. And after that, that's when it gets really crazy. But you are at a really good point. So I just want you to feel a bit better about yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe you just haven't approached it in the right way. So I recommend taking that challenge. That might help you develop the essential skills and really know what it's all about. Because imagine you're building a house. You want to build it on a solid foundation. You know, if you have a solid foundation and you start with a solid foundation, it's going to be really easy to put some walls that are going to stay standing up. You know, but if your foundation's shaky and then you start building on top of it, things are going to start sinking and things are going to move around, and it's going to be tough to build a solid house that's going to, you know, keep you sheltered from all the stuff that falls from the sky. So don't judge yourself by what you haven't done yet. Think about all the things that you're gonna be able to learn as long as you approach it the right way. The real first step is knowing that you're gonna be able to do it as long as you approach it slowly and methodically. And maybe the way that you've tried to learn works for other people, but it doesn't work for you. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means you have to keep digging and find the way that does work for you. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me for a future Q&A, please post them in the comments below, or you can send me an email to community@goodguitarist.com. I look forward to helping you out with all your guitar problems, and I'll see you soon.